So here's an update on the 25 days of the grid so far. As you can see, there's quite a lot of X's and O's that have been popping up lately because one, it is the summer holidays. There's a lot of stuff going on at the moment in terms of holidays, in terms of events happening because it's sunny outside. So there's like terraces opening up and people wanting to get involved with a few drinks and a few snacks. So I have been slacking a little bit, but that's no excuse. I will say this though. I am pretty impressed with how I've been maintaining my consistency. Because even though I've got a few X's that popped up on the list, I still managed to not fly off the rails, which is pretty good. Now, what do I mean about flying off the rails? Well, I just came back from Madrid and I was there on the 28th till the 1st. That's 4 days. And so it was a complete write-off. The first day I arrived, I got a little O. I did my intermittent fasting. I did my steps. I drank my water. For the rest, the vegetables and the fruits and all of that, that kind of went out the window. So, I mean, I was mostly eating a diet of junk food, you could say. Food that was on the go, so mostly pizzas. There's a lot of sipping, casual sipping going on. Not too mental. But, I mean, if you just think about it, that's just a bunch of accumulation of calories. I'm accumulating calories all day long. I am walking. I was trying to fast. Luckily enough, on the second day, my buddy did motivate me to do a workout, so I did get a cheeky hit session in. And then mostly I was just eating and drinking. I wasn't watching what I was eating. I was just going with the flow. I wasn't going overboard. You know, like a lot of us like to do when we go on holiday. We just fly off the rails and we decide to go on a mental binge because we just give ourselves the permission to do so. I mean, I used to do that all the time. So this time, it's weird. I usually would have flown off the rails, but this time I actually didn't go too crazy. So the damage wasn't too bad. But let's just have a look. Now, out of 25 days, I'm going to count how many days I actually didn't follow through with what I was supposed to do. With my baseline, which was the 10,000 steps, the 3 liters of water, the fruit and veg. And for me personally, I wanted to do a HIIT session, a weight training session, or a session of cardio. So let's see, out of 25 days, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Wait, let me count that again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 days where I messed up out of 25. Let's see. That's not the best, it's not ideal. But if you look at the before and after pictures where I started and where I am now, I haven't flown off the rails. I haven't gained weight. I haven't lost loads of weight. I mean, I lost some weight and then I gained it when I was on holiday. But all in all, it's fine. And it's great because I can track back to my grid. And if I do pay attention to my grid, then I know why it is that my results are amazing. And that's the beauty of the grid, really. 25 days, a little bit of a progress, not amazing, but this was expected. I said at the very beginning that I was planning, anticipating this trip. And so the fact that I could anticipate the trip means that I knew that something was going to happen in terms of a stagnation in my progress. And it's cool because now I have another, let's see, what's the date today? It's the 3rd? It's the 3rd today. So that means on the 20th, no, on the 15th, I leave for Ireland. So, I mean, this is the thing, right? This is why I'm saying this is a great time to do this grid because it's the summer holidays. It's the summertime, let's just say. Not everyone's on holiday. But because it's the summertime, people do go on holidays. So there's going to be a lot of holidays popping up. There's going to be a lot of things happening in the city. Right? Any city that you're in, when summertime drops, there's always outdoor activities. And when there's outdoor activities, there's always some form of alcohol, beverages that accompany that, or some form of greasy, salty, fried food. And that's just the way it is. So either you get extreme discipline and you don't mind people, commenting on the fact that you're not going to be participating in any of the food or the drinks, and that's fine. Just drink some water. Put some lemon in there, put some ice in there, call it a G&T, and people will be like, oh yeah, you're the man. You're drinking, you're cool, you're one of us. Or you just tell them to fuck off. And you do your own thing. Strap on a pair of balls or just give in to peer pressure. I don't know, it's up to you. I've done the 2 months without drinking. It was pretty funny because it's like we're all adults here, but it still comes up as to why you're not drinking. It's like, hey man, why are you drinking with all of us? Why aren't you part of the crew? Like this and that. It's like, yeah, man, but there's a time and a place, and now I'm trying to experiment. And again, let's see, we do live, it's like 52 weeks in a year. We live about 80 years, so it's about, well, I'm not really, what am I going to try? It's like 4,000 weeks or so, 4,000, let's say 4,200 weeks, something like that. So if you're just taking 8 weeks out of the 4,200 weeks, it's not the end of the world. It really isn't. Or even 4 weeks. Just think about it in those terms. If you look at the bigger picture, like I did, I was looking at the bigger picture. I was like, you know what is 2 weeks or 2 months, sorry, in the scheme of things? Like it's not that much. It's just the only annoying part is people always getting in your face about not eating bullshit food and drinking alcohol all the time, which is weird. I guess everyone likes to, we like to suffer together and we like to party together. But look, at the end of the day, do what you want. But here's the thing, right? So I got my grid. The grid is great because, as well as I was saying, it's when I have these X's. When I put the red X's, I usually know what the hell that means. For me, a red X means that I drank and I ate too much. It's always the case. Like here, too much booze, too much food. Okay, that's my own little note. But I know that for the other X's, again, yeah, here, booze and crisps. 3 bags of crisps. Here where there was an O, I had some booze and some crisps. And then, yeah, in Madrid it was crisps, pizzas, and booze. So I know that if I'm going to try and lose weight and I'm drinking alcohol and I'm eating fast food like pizza and crisps and stuff like that, let's call it processed food, it's really going to be this. I'm going to be going 1 step forward, 2 steps back. So that's the thing we really need to take into account here, because we all know that it's a lot easier to gain weight. It's a lot easier to pack on 2, 3, 4, 5 kilos in a month than it is to lose 2, 3, 4, 5 kilos in a month. We all know that, so we should pay attention to that. And that's why it's so important to kind of pay attention to how much alcohol we're going to drink, because it's not just alcohol that we drink, it's the snacks that come with it. They go hand in hand. Every time there's alcohol present, there will be some crisps, there will be some nuts, there will be the potential to then go to a fast food restaurant because we just haven't got the time to cook ourselves a nice nutritious meal, so we'll go find one out in the street. And what's accessible and available is just really easy, quick processed foods, usually in the form of like chips, kebabs, or burgers. In my case, in Madrid, there's pizza everywhere. Pizza's not too bad. Kind of like to tell myself it's just a bit of bread and a bit of cheese and a bit of vegetables, but that's just me telling myself stuff. But you get my drift. It's the booze that's the killer. It's the social events that are the killers. So if we're prepared for the social events like I am for these holidays that are coming up, I'm going to Ireland. I'm going to try and take it easy. Madrid was a little bit of a test. I worked out on the second day, which was great. I didn't expect to do that. I expected to walk a lot, which was also great. I tried to get some fasting in, which was doable, was manageable. It wasn't like full-on 16-hour fasts, but there were at least minimum 10, 12-hour fasts, which is good enough. Loads of walking. I did one workout. I drank loads of water. Stayed really hydrated. It was super warm. It was like plus 35 degrees every day, so you got to drink water to stay hydrated and to keep yourself cool, which did help to kind of flush out all of those toxins that I was taking in all day long. And so, yeah, I mean, the aftermath of Madrid wasn't the worst. I'm not a bloated sack of... not a bloated sack. I'm managing. So yesterday was a bit of an easy day. I fasted quite hard. I drank a lot of water. I did a little bit of cardio. I rested a lot because I was quite tired. And today I'm back on it. So today I'm going to be doing, let's see what I'll do. I'll do a bit of a HIIT workout with a bit of heavy weights. I'm going to try and throw in both. Bit of a mix. Not too crazy. It's going to be a good solid half hour to 45 minutes. And I'm back on the wagon. I'm back on the wagon till the 15th or the 16th when I leave. But then I think I'm going to be following that up with Greece. So it's going to be a week away. But here's the thing. I cannot fly off the wagon because if I'm off for a week, okay, I know that life is about balance. really is about balancing the good with the bad and living. I mean, at the end of the day, when it comes to diet, everyone always says, "Oh, but how am I supposed to enjoy myself if I cut all the chocolate out, if I cut all the crisps out, if I cut all the burgers out? How can I have fun in life, Zaid?" And I'm like, whoa, is the only source of pleasure in your life food? Are you a dog? You know, do I have to reward you with a treat every time you do something good? Snap out of it. That's literally conditioning from advertising on television. Oh, if you have a Coca-Cola, you will be the happiest person alive, and you and your family will all have a great time and gather up around a Christmas tree and hug a bloody polar bear. No. Unfortunately, that's the conditioning we have. You go to a sports game, there's like Mackie D's and Coca-Cola and all forms of big branding that are kind of literally embedding themselves in the locations where fun, family, and adrenaline, I guess, a little bit of adrenaline. You're watching a sports game, you're buzzing. Well, they're anchoring all of those brands to those emotions that you feel at these sporting events, the Olympics, football on TV, all of these places. They have literally figured out how to anchor you to their brand. So the good emotion of a goal being scored will be anchored to whatever brand is associated with that goal being scored. Someone breaking the 100-meter sprint, like in the Olympics, well, in the background, you can see a whole bunch of advertising as well. So we're linking all of these emotions to that. And as well, going back to the only way of having fun is being able to eat food. That's a bit sad if you think about it. I mean, come on. I do enjoy a good tiramisu. I do enjoy a good meal. Like, I love that stuff for sure. But I also enjoy reading a good book or going for a good run or working out or watching a good documentary or doing some work, painting, having hobbies, doing stuff that's constructive, creative. That also helps keep myself busy, keep my mind busy, and not constantly be thinking about what's the next food I'm going to eat, which is crazy. Because also when you think about it, if you eat too much food, well, I know for myself, when I eat too much food, I love it in the moment, but after I feel guilty, and now I'm like, oh my God, now it's going to take X amount of hours to work it off so that I'm back to my baseline. It's going to take X amount of fasting to get back to my baseline. And that isn't really the way to do it. It's like if we restrict ourselves too much, too many months going on without chocolate or crisps or whatever food it is that we crave, then we do snap and we do fall off the wagon. And then we may never find ourselves back on that wagon. So it's about moderation. That's why in Madrid, I decided to let myself have everything I wanted, but when there were crisps, I had some crisps. I just didn't stuff the whole bag. When there was pizza, I had some pizza. I just didn't eat the whole pizza. I had like half a pizza or something, a few slices here and there. Drank a lot of water, which also kept me full. It was also very warm, so you don't really want to be eating all the time. Had some fruit. And things like that. I had a bit of a balance. Walked a lot. And like I said, there was that one workout. So in Ireland, it's going to be interesting. I think I'm going to do a lot of walking there as well. I'm going to try and eat a lot of vegetables because I'm going to be going around the farming areas. A lot of farms in the area, a lot of villages. So it's going to be local produce. It's going to be great. But then when I go to Greece, I'll be traveling, airports. I guess I should prepare myself, get some nuts, maybe pack a sandwich or something along those lines. Because I know that I do. I mean, let's have it right. I enjoy fast food just as much as the next person does. But the problem is with that is I know the negative effects. Do I have the book here? Yes, I do. I'll tell you, this book right here, Salt, Sugar, Fat, it plays into all of this. It plays into this. Because in this, do I have the other one as well? Oh, boom. Double whammy. These two books, Fast Food Nation and Salt, Sugar, Fat, they literally expose all of this stuff that I just talked about before with the anchoring of the branding and the sporting events to like how they change the chemical composition of food to enhance it, to make it hyper palatable so we crave these foods, because when we eat these foods, they're so well engineered that they release excess dopamine in our brain that makes us extra addicted, that makes us seek them out. Every time we see them, something triggers in our brain, to the point that when we see a picture of a chocolate cake or something high calorie, like calorie dense, a picture of it, it stimulates the neurological pathways in our brain. It makes us salivate, and it also releases dopamine. So that's crazy. So that makes us want to eat it. So it's really difficult at the end of the day. And if we haven't got strong willpower, which is necessary to build up, we need to train ourselves. Willpower is always highest in the morning. So that's when we should kind of think about doing the hardest task of our day, maybe exercising or prepping our food or whatever it is. Maybe the morning's the best time, because at the end of the day, I know it, you know it, we're tired, we don't want to cook, it's probably been a shitty day, and the easiest thing to do is to pick up a ready meal on the way home or order something from a takeaway. And we all know what happens when we do that. They're high in saturated fats, they're high in calorie, they're low in nutritional value. And although they may taste good in the moment, after they leave us feeling bloated and sometimes regretful that we had these foods. And this is what, leads to the gaining of weight. It's the laziness that we all go through. Like, I'm lazy. It's just the way it is, but I got to train myself not to be lazy. I remember there was this one time in Madrid, I'd be doing this stuff like where at the peak of the time where I didn't want to work out, that's when I'd get out and go for a run. And I was like, yes, that's what I did. Every day I was doing that. Every time I was demotivated, I just forced myself. Because what I learned was that when I decided to force myself to work out, the funny thing was, in the moment, the first 2-3 minutes was absolute hell. But on the flip side, 20 minutes after, half an hour later, maybe 1 hour later, I felt great. I was like, damn, a workout was the business. Like in Madrid, I was staying there with a friend in the flat. We went out for a walk, got some water. We saw some pull-up bars. He was like, hey man, do you want to do some pull-ups? I always got time for pull-ups. We did a few pull-ups. I was like, that's legit. We've already won the day. Then he was like, oh man, but we could do a better workout. And I'll tell you, if I was just by myself, I'd have probably sat on the terrace in the sun, had a few beers, maybe read a book. Just chilled. I wouldn't have done anything too mental. I'd have just been chilling mostly, because I associate Madrid with a lot of chill time, especially when I'm there for 3-4 days. So I'm like, let me just take it easy. But this guy he's the man, and that's why I like being around him. This guy called Sam, he's a boss. He likes to work out, and it's great being around people that like to work out. And this is a prime example of you are the sum of the amount of people you hang around with, the 5 people they say. Now, if I had another guy that was kind of like me in the moment, pretty demotivated at the time, I wouldn't have worked out. But he was like, let's just hit the workout. As soon as he said that, I was like, yes, let's go. That's what I needed, someone to just mention it. And then we busted out like a half-hour workout. Plus the pull-ups was about 40 minutes in total. And you know what? After that, I felt like $1,000,000. I was just like, whoa, let's go. This is the business. Sweating, cold shower, out in the sun, strolling to the restaurant, grab a bite to eat. What's better than that? You feel great. It's like a victory on the day. Then after that, you feel less guilty to have a beer and have a meal that might be high in calories, to have the dessert that follows it. After that, it's cool. And that's the beauty of working out. That's why it should be in the baseline of all our minimum criteria of the day. It's the baseline. It's like, that's why I say the 10,000 steps is the minimum. The drinking of the water, the 3 liters, is the minimum, because if we're consistently drinking water throughout the day, it's going to help us reduce the calories, because we a lot of the time, we confuse thirst with hunger, or hunger with thirst, right? So we're thirsty, but we're just like, this could be hunger. I think the brain can't differentiate the two. Because people don't like drinking water for some strange reason. They'd rather drink juice or some sweet beverage. I get it. There's sugar in it. It stimulates dopamine in the brain. I get that. But we're not made of juice, are we? We're not made of some sort of fizzy, sugary, carbonated beverage. We're made up of water. The majority of our body, 70% of our body is water, H2O. So why the hell wouldn't I be drinking that consistently throughout the day to make my organs work optimally? So that I don't have headaches. So I don't want to eat all the time. Why wouldn't I do that? Makes sense. So the drinking of the water does help. And it's just a great trick, because if I'm hungry, I'll just down water. I'll down some more. If I really want to curb that hunger or whatever it is, if I am actually hungry and I want to push my fast out, I'll drink some fizzy water, or I'll drink some coffee, just black. It's important. These things are little hacks, because 25 days into it, I only got 45 days left of the grid, which is great. It's exciting, because I have my first picture where I started, and then we'll see where I'm at after the 70th day. Now, what is the point of all of this? 25 days. What do they say that it takes to build a habit? I think it depends. You hit all kinds of values. But now there's like LSE did a study on it, which showed that it takes 66 days to build a habit. Unlike what the other people say, oh, it takes 2 weeks, it takes a month. No, it takes 2 months, 66 days. 70 days is what's up because it gives us an extra 4 days. It gives us a little bit of room to cheat, to keep going. And that's the goal. That is the point of this grid. One, it gives us data. I know where I came from, I know what I'm doing, and I know where I'm going, I know what the objective is. I know what my criteria are that I need to hit each day. Two, this is helping me stay motivated because then I look at it and I'm like, all right, this isn't so bad. In theory, I should have taken green for the green ticks and like, it's good that I did it in red and then I got the circles, but I can see what's up. Color is always good because it helps you identify patterns and whatnot, but it's still good. I can see what I'm doing, right? So I can see that here I messed up, here I messed up, here I messed up. This should have been another X. I don't know why I put an O. But anyway, 3 messes up in a row, that's not cool. But then some consistencies there, boom. And then, okay, then the holiday came up. But I noticed that this was a Friday. Was it Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday? This was a Thursday, this was a Friday, this was a Saturday. So the weekends are a little bit shaky at the moment. Like I said, it's sunny outside. So we get up to a bit of mischief from time to time. Then boom, we go into Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, boom, Friday, weekend again. I guess that's common. Every time the weekend rolls around, we tend to go easy on ourselves and the discipline kind of gets relaxed and we enjoy ourselves. But boom, I was away for 4 days. I took it easy and that's just the bottom line. So now I'm back on track. Like I said, I got 2 weeks to kind of make some stuff happen, build some more consistency, keep the habit going, keep building it, and then try and anticipate the next trip that's coming up, which is going to be Ireland, potentially followed immediately by Greece, which will be a bit of a week-long trip. There's a wedding coming up, so that means, we all know what that means. It means alcohol, it means food. It doesn't necessarily mean I have to be a complete lunatic. Although I like being a lunatic, but that's not always the best thing because I enjoy being a gluttonous mess sometimes. But this is the thing. Why is that? Why do I sometimes fly off the rails? At least I know this. I know that I'm that type of person. So I know that I got to work on it. So there's room to maneuver. I can just instill some discipline in here. I can refrain from eating too much by what? Drinking some water. That's my update. You've seen the pictures. I've seen the pictures. I'm not lying to myself. I know what's up. I've got the data to explain to me why I haven't got the best results, right? Because I've been working out consistently. Sometimes I just haven't had the time to work out, so I've fasted. Fasting is a great one. Like intermittent fasting is 16 hours on and then the 8-hour window to eat. But that's the update so far. Nothing spectacular. It's not bad because I haven't regressed. I've progressed. And so we're going to see what happens in the next 2 weeks. I'll keep up the updates. I'd be curious to hear if you guys are doing this. If you guys seem to think this grid is useful. It's pretty funny because I was talking to a friend. The guy who actually did the workout with in Spain, he was like, yeah, makes sense. It's obvious. If you have 10 days and out of those 10 days, 7 of them are healthy and 3 of them are unhealthy, it's not the end of the world. You're going to be doing something right because the majority of the time you're healthy. But on the other hand, if it's 50-50, we all know that it's easier to gain weight instead of losing weight. So then we know that if I'm doing 5 days on, 5 days off, the chances are I'm going to be gaining weight. Because I think, what is it? It's 20 minutes on the treadmill to burn off a can of Coke or something, if I remember correctly. 20 minutes! God damn! You have a can of Coke and a burger? Man, that's like 40 minutes. And then you got the sugar mixed with all the saturated fats and the calories. What happens is when you're spiking your blood sugar levels, you're really putting yourself in danger of storing tons of fat. Because when we eat sugar and fat and high calorie dense foods, what happens is it spikes our sugar levels. So then there's the release of insulin in the bloodstream, which then shoves all of that stuff into the fat cells. So we're just inflating our fat cells and just ballooning and getting bloated, and that's it. So tell me what you think. How's your grid going? If you've got any questions, don't hesitate to leave them down in the comments section. And if this video was helpful, don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.